A Houston man has been arrested on allegations he tried to plant explosives at the statue of Confederate officer Richard Dowling in Herman Park, according to high-level law enforcement officials familiar with the investigation. When confronted Saturday night in the park, the man tried to drink the liquid explosives, one of the sources said. The man was not identified by name, but the sources said he had previously been convicted in 2014 and given 5 years probation for storing explosives. The man was arrested about 11 p.m. Saturday in the park, a source said, following a day of protests that drew hundreds of people to Sam Houston Park protesting a Spirit of the Confederacy statue. The Saturday event also drew counter-protesters. The details emerged as authorities evacuated a block in a Museum District neighborhood near Rice University Monday after finding hazardous materials inside of a house. Residents living on Albans Road, between Hazard and Wilton Streets, left their homes about 10 a.m., according to an emergency alert from the city of Houston. The alert warned residents that disposing of the material could cause loud noises, smoke and damage to nearby property. The source of the commotion was a single house at 2025 Albans, according to the Houston Police Department. Investigators were in and out the house all morning. By 9:15 a.m., FBI agents had set up a blue tent on the front lawn, presumably to review evidence. An agent wheeled a large plastic bin labeled sample collection toward the roped-off house. Larry Satterwhite, an assistant Houston police chief who oversees the Homeland Security Command, said significant hazardous materials were found at the home, but didn't say what type they were. "It's a lot," he said. "There's a significant amount of material in them, some very hazardous materials were found." The searches Monday followed an all-night enforcement operation led by the FBI. Vehicles with the FBI, the Houston Police Department and the Houston Fire Department were in the 2000 block of Albans Monday morning to assist the federal agency. A hazmat unit arrived about 8:30 a.m. Law enforcement personnel wearing shirts including FBI Technical Hazards Response Unit and FBI Evidence Response Team swarmed the block. Federal agents have raided 2025 Albans before. In 2013, a multi-agency team stormed the home owned by Houston art community staple Cicely E. Horton, and her husband, Andrew Shinek. Agents also searched a Memorial area home then owned by the couple and a condo in Bryan. Officials said at the time that the couple's 22-year-old Andrew Cecil Earhart Shinek was the focus of the law enforcement interest. A source initially said the raid was sparked by chemicals that could be used to make nerve gas or tear gas. After combing through all three scenes, the FBI found a military-grade explosive called picric acid at the Memorial area home on Fall River. The following year, the younger Shinek was sentenced to 5 years of probation after pleading guilty in federal court to knowingly storing explosives. In 2016, a judge released him from probation ahead of schedule. Shauna Dunlap, special agent with the Houston office of the FBI, confirmed the agency was leading the operation, but also declined to provide further information. The Dick Dowling statue, built in 1905, honors Richard William Dowling, who served as a Civil War lieutenant for the Confederacy. Dowling was a Houston businessman before enlisting. The city named Dowling Street in his honor until changing its name to Emancipation Avenue earlier this year. The statue, made of marble, was the first publicly financed monument in Houston, according to the city's website. The debate over its placement has spanned years, though a 1958 Houston Chronicle article acknowledged that there probably are only a few Houstonians who have more than a hazy idea about Dick Dowling's contribution to Texas history. Shouldn't the city of his adoption revere the memory of such a daring young man and his exploits sufficiently to display the statue and keep it in good repair? A front-page piece asked. Noted Houston defense attorney Dick DeGuerin lives nearby. He said a fire captain told him this morning he and his wife, who has a broken knee, should evacuate their home. "They just told us to evacuate, and they told us it's pretty bad," DeGuerin said. He said the law enforcement response Monday was an order of magnitude greater than the response to the hazmat situation at the same house in 2013. In that instance, DeGuerin said authorities learned that a young man who lives there with his parents had ordered explosive materials over the internet. Travis Broach, another neighbor, said he wasn't too concerned by the raid. "I'm appreciative of law enforcement, said Brost, adding that this investigation has lasted much longer than the 2013 raid.